garden friends, and welcome to my channel, DK's Garden Oasis. I am Debbie. I garden in Zone 5B, and on this channel you will learn to bloom, grow, and conserve in your garden. In today's video I'm going to show you some different methods for seed starting and also the supplies and equipment you need to get started. Make sure you stay till the end where I share a seed quote from an unknown author. So like I said, my zone is 5B and my last annual spring frost date is April 25th and today is February 8th. So I found online, I will link that in the description box below, a site that tells you how many weeks you're at if you put in today's date, and then I put in spring frost date, and it tells me that today we're at 10 weeks and 6 days. So I am going to be looking at all my seeds and starting anything that's between 10 and 12 weeks. So 11 weeks, generally speaking, that's your cool flowers, and some of the warm season that just take a little bit longer, like your vincas and eucalyptus. So I'll be starting those as well. I'm also going to be starting my asparagus, and I have currently a 3-year asparagus that I should be able to get some stalks this year, and then I have some from last year and then the new ones this year. They say that you shouldn't cut them until they're about 3 years old. So this week I am going to be starting my asparagus, eucalyptus, and some vincas that look like on the germination it says 10 to 12 weeks. So I'll be starting those, and I'm going to be showing you a couple of different methods. I know I showed you soil blocks, and I'll link that above, as well as winter sowing, and I'll link that as well above. So those are the two that I have done in the past couple weeks, and today I'll be showing you a couple other methods that you can try. I will be continuing doing another succession of lisianthus and also some more of my winter sowing, a couple more water jugs, and a couple of the plastic containers that I did in my previous video. So I'll be continuing with those because I have quite a few natives and cool flowers left that I want to plant outside. The first method is called the channel method, and I will show you when I go downstairs in my basement grow room what that is, and also the plastic bag method. Now I know in my winter sowing I said the plastic bag method did not work for me, but that was the gallon size plastic bags that I put outside. I put my seeds in, and unfortunately I think they got too hot when it did get warmer in the season, and it fried all of my seedlings. This is a plastic bag method that you put your seedlings and you wet the paper towel and you start the germination, and then as they germinate you pot them up. So I will be showing you that as well. So in the channel method, I will be planting, as I said, the eucalyptus, my vincas, and also my snapdragons, because those are very small seeds. And as soon as I get germination, then I will repot those. As far as the plastic bag method, I'm going to be trying two different ways. I'm going to be trying the cool method, which is wetting the paper towel and putting them in your refrigerator, and the second method is the warm paper towel, which I'll be putting under lights and also germinating. So it's just a little experiment that I'm going to be doing. Alright, as you can see, we're in my basement grow room, and I have everything set up with a shelving unit, one shelving unit right now, and I do have a couple more that I put up as soon as these shelves are full. Right now I have my lisianthus on top, and they're doing well. I have some bare roots on top that I'm growing, and I believe those are perennials that I got. So those are on top, and then I'll be starting some more seeds today. Whether they need light or not, I will be putting those here. So what you need for seed starting, and I found a great list online by Joe the Gardener. I took his class last year, and he had a very good list. So, and this is the list that he had. So the equipment that you need to get started, and of course this is really optional as far as how much you want to buy and get in on these. So, but if you do want to start growing seeds, these are the most important things to get. So the first thing would be a shelving unit like this, and I got this from Costco. I believe you can get that at any hardware store as well, like Lowe's or Home Depot. Containers and trays. So there's all kinds of different trays. There's individual pots. There's some that are 24 cells, 72 cells, 120 cells. I'll show you the couple that I'll be using today that are a little bit different as well. So you can use anything. You can even use takeout containers if you want. You need soil or seed starting mix. And I'm going to be using, today I'm going to be using Promix, and this is seed starting. It's a little bit thicker than and not as lofty as the seed starting mix that I used before, but I do have a couple of bags that I will be using up. Liquid fertilizer, and this is fish emulsion fertilizer. So after your seeds sprout, you want to dilute this, and this is one that I got, Indian River Organics liquid fish fertilizer, and I found it on Amazon. Watering tool, so I just got this, and this is gonna really save me using just a regular, I use a regular mister like this, and as you could see, it gets, after heavy use, it starts denting in just from constant spraying, and so this won't have that problem. So I got this from Johnny's, and it's a mister or stream depending on how you want it, and you just pump this up and it sprays. So I'm going to use that today. Of course, your plant tags. So you have numerous. You can use even popsicle sticks if you want, but I have these, and as I get into different vegetables, I will be putting different colors on, like I use red for tomatoes. That's just how I roll. So these are the plant sticks, and then of course your garden marker, and you have to have one of these rather than a Sharpie because this does not fade at all. What else do we have? Seed sowing aids. So there's a lot of different ones. I tried last year. There was one that would dispense like 1 or 2 at a time depending on the seed. It worked okay, but I really like this method, and it's just an aluminum tray, and you get a toothpick or you pour it out and use this. So I like this as well. Humidity domes are these plastic that you put over your trays. Fans. Okay, so the fan that is this one, and I found this online, and I bought I think I bought 4 of them. This, as your seedlings get a little bit larger, I don't do it right away, but after maybe a few weeks, I turn on the fans, and this just simulates like they are outside, so the plants actually get a lot stronger by putting on the fans. This is your germination mat or heat mats, also online. There's a couple of different ones. This is by Vivazone Seedling Heat Mats. I think there was 2. Yes, there was 2 in here. Bought that online. Soil thermometer. Now these are optional. I did not use this last year, but I'm going to try to use it this year when I plant my ranunculus outside. This is a 3-way meter. It is a pH, moisture, and light tester. So I have that. Lighting. Okay, that is the lights that I have attached to my shelving unit. So I have quite a few different lights depending. This one I believe is maybe 4 or 5 feet the length of the lights, and I have 4 of those on this shelving unit. A timer. So you definitely need this. This is a light timer, and then I don't have to go up and down the stairs to set all the lights. I just plug it in and it goes on and off at specific times. I put it on at 6 a.m. and goes off at 10 a.m. So 16 hours of light. And then of course on one side is for timer, and the other side is constant. So I put the heat mats on constant, and then I do the light source on this side, and that goes on and off at the specific times that I stated, 6 a.m. and then shutting off at 10 p.m. and that's 16 hours. And that's about it. That's a couple extra things that I have. Of course, vermiculite, paper towels, And today, again, I'm going to be using the painter's tape and plastic bags. So that is it for the equipment. And besides, let me just show you one more thing. Let me show you the different trays that I'll be using. So this is called a channel tray. I'll just do it vertical so you can see it. And as you could see, you could fit quite a few seeds in here, and since they're tiny, tiny seeds and they may not all germinate, I don't want to take up a lot of space. So I'm going to be starting my eucalyptus today, vincas, and my snapdragons today. I have a couple of trays of these for today, and then I will be starting some more succession after this. So I have that, and then for my asparagus, I'm going to be using this tray. And this I bought from Gardener Supply, and I use this for the plants that I'm keeping because I don't give these away. So there's 5 plastic, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put this wicking mat inside. There's a little perforation. You put this and stick it through the hole, and what that does, let me take these all out so you can see. So you fill this tray up, and then you have your wicking mat in here, and let's just try to get one through here. So what you're going to do, there's the wicking mat. It went through the bottom slot, and then you just put it on the sides. There's a couple of great reasons for using this. So as you put this down into the water, and it wicks up to the plant, and then when you're done, you just, instead of trying to take out the plant, you just pull it through, and the plant is sitting in this, and you can just pot it right, you just slip this out and you can pot it. It's very easy. So I like this method as well. So I will be doing that with my asparagus this year. So let me get the other camera and let's get started planting. Okay, so we're going to get started with our seeds. And so I have my tags, my garden marker, my vermiculite, some toothpicks, and this little tray to put my seeds in. And we're going to start with the Gardener Supply with the wicking mats. And I will be putting in my asparagus. This is Culver Williams, and on the back it says germination up to 2 months, and it says to plant 1 inch deep and plant it 18 to 20 inches apart. It says seeds may take up to 2 months to germinate. Time the planting to be ready to transplant the shoots 10 to 12 weeks later. Plant in early spring after the danger of frost has passed. So I'm going to start them now, and then probably in late May is when I will transplant these. So let me open these up, see how big these seeds are. So we have to go 1 inch deep, and it does not state whether it needs light or not, so I'm going to just put it on a heat mat, and they're pretty good size. I don't know if you can see these in here, but I will pour these out. So this soil again was Promix, and I put in some green sand and some mycorrhiza. I've been doing that for all of my plants this year. We'll see how they do. So far my Lysianthus look like they're doing very good. So that is what I'm trying this year. So what I'm going to do, again, what I have is the wicking mats that are coming through on the bottom, and it also has holes on the bottom of this pot to also take up water. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fill this up, and then the water will be wicked up to the plant. So we're going to just put these in here, some soil. Since it has to go 1 inch deep, I'm just going to put them about like that so that we can cover them up. Now you don't have to use this method. I'm just giving you some other different options if you're looking to try something new. You can go as simple as takeout containers, and that works just as good. So I want to leave about an inch to cover it, and I want to make sure these wicking mats are up so that when we're all done and it's ready to be transplanted, I'll just pick these up and they will be, I can transplant them right out to the garden. Also, I should say that I'm going to put some plastic wrap over it so that it has a humidity dome. I don't believe I have something that is the right size for that, so I will put either plastic over it or one of my humidity domes that may fit. So that is one method. The second method is the channel tray. I am going to fill both of these trays up for my flowers, and I'll be right back with you. I filled up the 2 channel trays now, and we will continue. So in these, I'm going to be starting off with my eucalyptus, and this is from Gardener's Workshop, and I'm doing eucalyptus silver dollar. There's 50 seeds in here, so I'll see how far they spread, whether it's 1 or 2 of these channels. And it does say warm season tender annual that prefers full sun. For best results, start seeds indoors 10 to 12 weeks before planting. Do not cover, and it takes about 14 to 21 days to germinate. So that's why I'm starting these now. It's a warm season, but it'll take until late spring, beginning of summer before I can put these out. Last year I put them in some pots and they did grow, but I am going to also transplant these and see if I can use these as a filler. So let's get started with these first. Let's see how small these are. And then I'll put a humidity dome over it and put it on some heat. It doesn't say it needs light to germinate. It just says do not cover. So these seeds are fairly small, but I might only be, maybe possibly just use 1 channel. We'll see how it goes. Okay, just go down the line. You want to wet the toothpick so it has something to stick to. So what's the next one? The next one is also Gardener's Workshop, and this one is Eucalyptus peruvula gum. Again, a warm season, tender annual, prefers full sun, best results start 10 to 12 weeks, do not cover, and everything else applies. So we'll do the same thing with this one. Last one of the eucalyptus from Gardener's Workshop is Eucalyptus polyanthemus, and this one has all the same requirements, warm season, tender annual, 10 to 12 weeks. So let's get that one in. The next one, I'm going to just show you what I'm going to be doing in the next couple, and then I'll get started on the snapdragons, and then I will show you what that looks like at the end. So this one is Seeds and Such Finca Mediterranean, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with these. I have a couple more that I'm going to plant, and then I'm going to be starting the snapdragons, and I'll show you when I get to the end of the snapdragons. But the next 2 I'm going to be putting in here is by Burpee, and it's Finca Tattoo Papaya, and it says to start 12 to 15 weeks before your last frost. So I'm going to be doing these. I'm also going to be doing by Johnny's Blue Glitter, and I'm not sure how to say that, Eryngium, and this is a perennial, so this one needs 10 to 16 weeks before last frost and do not cover. So I'm going to be doing all of these, and then I have a lot of snapdragons. And first I have Gardener's Workshop Snapdragon Opus Fresh White, Gardener's Workshop Snapdragon Pink Dragons, Gardener's Workshop Chantilly Mix, Potomac Apple Blossom by Johnny's, Orleans Early Lemon Yellow, Johnny's Bridal Pink Snapdragons, Costa Summer Lavender Snapdragons. So I'm going to plant all these and then I'll come back and show you all I'm going to be doing. I'll come back when I have them all planted, put the vermiculite over and mist them, put some plastic over it or a heat dome, and we will be all set. So I'll be back in a few. Okay, so this took some time because they're very, very tiny seeds. So I have some eucalyptus, vincas. This is petunias, gerberas, and these are all snapdragons. So I'm going to put some vermiculite over it and spray it ever so slightly. These were all supposed to be surface sowed, not covered, but I'm just putting some vermiculite over them to prevent some algae growth and keep the moisture in. And then after I do this, I'll show you the plastic bag method. I will put these on the heat mat, and now what I wanted to show you is the plastic bag method. I have these all kind of organized. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wet these down, and I'll show you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do some in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to do some that are on heat mats, and I'm going to see which germinate first. It's just a little experiment. Either way, they both should germinate. I just want to see if one is faster than the other and see which ones do better. So these are going to be my feverfew. So with this method, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, and then again, so I have two. All right, so for this one, since these are so tiny, I am going to just spray it ever so slightly. And then fold it over and put it in the plastic bag. That one's going to go in there, and that's my warm method for my magic lime green feverfew. This will be the warm. Cool. I'm going to just surface sow and then put them in the refrigerator, so they'll be exactly the same. So again, I'm going to slightly dampen this just so the seeds stick. Pour these seeds on. Just fold it over, dampen it again, just a little bit. And then what you want to do, they say in the refrigerator you might have to check them every few days, and maybe if they're warm you may have to check them every couple of days. So that's what I'll do, and I'll give you an update. So these are exactly the same. I folded them over, the seeds are inside. They are both feverfew, just different ones. So this one is the Tetra White Feverfew. Cool, I'll have it in the refrigerator, and this is warm Magic Lime Green Feverfew. And these I will be putting on the heat mats. So those are those two. So actually this is the last one that I'll be doing, the cool and warm, and they're bachelor buttons. They're exactly the same, so I will be putting those in here. And then the rest are all ones that I did in milk jugs, and I'm going to try these in the plastic bag and see, as far as sprouting these, which ones did better, and later on which ones bloomed first, the ones in the paper bags or the ones in the milk jugs. So this one is Bells of Ireland, and these all go in the fridge. Blue Plurum, Black Hollyhock, Bachelor Button Mix Colors, and Larkspur QIS White. So those are all the other ones that I'll be finishing. and then I will give you an update as they start sprouting. Okay, so that is it for today. I showed you today 3 different kinds of methods. The one was the pots with the wicking mats, and those I'm going to be covering up with plastic and putting on the heat mats. I did the channel method, and those are all of my eucalyptus, snapdragons, and various other flowers. Those are going to be on the heat mats as well, and a humidity dome over them. And then the last method was the plastic bag, and I did 2 variations. I did the warm and cool. So I will see which method works better, the cool or the warm. I'm going to put these in the fridge, this on a heat mat, and then all the other ones that I did in winter sewing, I'm also going to be trying the paper towel method. So I will give you an update as soon as they start sprouting. I hope you enjoyed this video showing the different methods in seed starting, the supplies and equipment you need to get started. So do me a favor and hit the like and comment below what methods you have success with. I love hearing different types of methods that maybe I'll try as well. In my next video, I will be pre-sprouting my ranunculus and anemones, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell for those future videos. I've now been on YouTube 1 year, and although I didn't quite reach my goal, I came very, very close. I wanted to thank all my subscribers that have supported me this past year. And if you know any gardeners that may like my channel, please share my channel. Now I'd like to share that seed quote from an unknown author. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening. Bye-bye.